Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Angelic Alien. It is Reverend Raven Sowell, and it is my absolute pleasure to be with you on today. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. For those of you who are coming back, welcome back, darling. It is always a blessing to have you in the space. I'm truly grateful that you have decided to join me for another reading. For those of you who are new, please know that my videos, they hold a certain frequency, they hold a certain vibration. And so if the information within does not resonate with you, please do not attempt to force it to fit. If you find that it scares you, confuses you, causes anxiety, those are your red flags, my dear, to know that the message is not for you. Okay. If you find that the information does resonate with you, I ask that you still go within, excuse me, to your own most high to see how you should be best utilizing the information that is provided for you in my videos. If you're interested in a personal reading or any of my services, you can check those out below in the description. Okay. So it is so good to have you guys back. Back. It is so good to be back. It is so good to be back. Let me see here. Yeah, it is so good to be back. I am hoping that everything has been going well with you all. We're going to get a quick message in today to see what's been percolating. A lot of things have been happening on this side, but we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you guys. Okay. Let's see. What is the message, Holy Spirit, One Source Creator, Holy Spirit, divine angels, divine ancestors? What are the messages for the collective on today for this message? What are the messages? There's a lot of Venusian energy that is very relevant. The goddess. So we're looking at appearances, we're looking at abundance, we're looking at the energy of a set, most definitely Venusian energy. So you might have a lot of Venus energy in your chart, be very heavy on the Venusian energy. A lot of feminine energy has been very rampant. We just passed 2 days ago, Friday the 13th, so that was um, a super powerful energy on that day. I'm hearing energy portal. So this is a time where you as an individual are getting more and more confident in being who you are unapologetically. You are moving in the energy of being being free to be yourself, right? And not taking no shit from nobody, even your own self, right? So you're calling your own self out on your own BS, and you are standing your ground with regards to any BS that is being sent your way, but you're not doing it in a way of being reactive. You're doing it in a way of responding. Very calm energy, um, very calm, but also very lethal in a sense. Okay, so very very lethal but very calm, right? My mama used to have a type of energy about her where she could look at you and say very calmly something, but it could scare you, right, to get you to act, to behave in a way that you knew better, right? You know how to behave. I ain't playing with you, right? So I have the energy of Apollo here. The energy of Apollo, very much the energy of power, enlightenment, the energy of sun god energy that is very very present, very brightness. So you may be going through a very enlightening phase at this time where you're recognizing certain parts of yourself that are very powerful, very, I'm hearing, how do you say it? I'm hearing it, but how to pronounce it correctly? Hold on. Let me see here. You are uh what is that? What does that mean? Huh. The system design preservation. So this is the energy of preservation. Um so enomatic. That's the word that I'm let me see. Is that the word? It's interesting. And so it's like it's enigmatic is the word that the word that I'm seeing, but wasn't able to pronounce. Enigmatic. So difficult to interpret, understand, mysterious. So you are you are given the energy of being enigmatic, where you are difficult for people to understand. You're mysterious, okay? But you are presenting to others as being quite mysterious, but to you feel very much illuminated. It's like you're learning yourself on a whole new level. You're becoming more confident in yourself, right? Very much more confident in yourself. So this may be causing like confusion for other people. You may be very different now than where you have been previously. You're hard to figure out. You're difficult to figure out. So your directness that you are moving in, it feels mysterious for people, and so they don't really know how to take it, which is what kind of causes the uneasiness, the fear. I think that's the word that I'm going to use. You're bringing about fear in others, and it's because they don't understand it. All right. It's just something new. So you could be meeting new people, and the presence that you bring to them, the way that you present yourself is way more confident, and you're very direct. And so it causes them to be in a space of, I don't really know about this person. This is interesting. These people, this person is a mystery to me, right? So it's kind of like it's not kind of like it is, where you basically are very direct. You put people in their place, right? You don't allow yourself to be walked over. You're being direct. You're being non-confrontational. You're just stating what is, not in a place of being reactionary, but from a place of just, this is what it is, right? So this is like they are confused by you, but you see them very clearly. And so this is that Apollo energy, where you are able to see them very clearly, like your light, the light that you are shining from yourself, from knowing yourself, is allowing you to actually sense the false self that they are attempting to project, which is then confusing them and causing them to feel uncertainty about who you are, right? Because your confidence, your certainty is so matter of fact that it causes their falseness, their false mask to be shaken. Okay, that's what I'm That's what I'm hearing. And so they were attempting to preserve. They were presenting to they were attempting to preserve their false self, and you are eliminating it. You are eliminating any possibility of it being able to remain. Okay. Okay. So this is coming from you having a sense of this is you really coming more into alignment with your clairsentience, right? Your clear feeling, but this is also you coming more into the understanding of how supported you are by spirit, whose you are, and that you have very little to fear from man, especially man who have weak egos and are attempting to project their false sense of self upon you. And so it's basically you are walking into rooms, blinding people with your light and ripping their mask off without them having an ability to come back from it, to being able to parry themselves and ground themselves so that they can replace their mask, right? So this is you being so honest, being so blunt, you being so honest and being so blunt, but not being like in a way of where you're even rude. You're just direct. You're not allowing for any like space of where you may have been like a people pleaser. You may have been like super nice, and wanted people to like you. You don't carry that energy of needing to be liked anymore, and so your sense of self has become quite profound. That it causes people who are not really sure of themselves and have some issues with their own sense of self identity to be in a space of uncertainty. All right. So you may also be in a space of making people recognize that they need to do some work. Excuse me. Yep. Releasing negative energy. They're needing to start actually look at their own selves, right? But this isn't something that you're doing on purpose. You are just being who you are. You've become so confident in who you are that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about who you are, right? And it's like, what is that saying? You being yourself allows other people to do the same. And so in some cases, though, those people who have been wanting and desiring to remove their mask and to be themselves, those people who did really desire that, they are actually very much they're very much I want to say enamored by you, that like they are they're comfortable with you, right? Even though you are still like mysterious to them. But for those people who want to continue to keep up the facade and don't want to change, don't want to grow, you are someone who may look like an enemy, which is okay, right? You can be the villain in somebody's story if that's what it needs to be. But for those people who are coming to like a sense of your awakening, you're helping to brighten or to turn the light on for them, to show them. They're recognizing that they are in need of like a spiritual teacher or someone, or teacher period, to really help them on this path that they're starting to go on. I'm getting guided to look more into Apollo's energy. Um, hmm. So uh, to destroy means Apollo itself is a Greek origin. It's possibly derived from Apollomy, which means to destroy. So again, you are walking into spaces and you are shining a light that is destroying the false sense of self that people have been projecting, right? You are destroying. You're destroying this false sense of self, and you are bringing healing um, through you being healed, through you healing your own certain parts, right? So the parts of these people that you are healing are the parts that you are illuminating, are the parts that you have healed within yourself. The parts of your weak ego that had been keeping you in the darkness, keeping you in the shadow, keeping you in the cave, right? Keeping you in the underworld. These are the parts that you are. These are the parts that you are highlighting and showing and shining, awakening in them, so that they are able to make the decision of, are they going to heal or are they going to keep on doing the same thing? You may also be speaking a considerable amount of prophecy to people, telling people about their lives, and they don't really understand, which is a part of the mystery that you are bringing into their lives, and also a part of the fear that you're bringing into their lives, right? But the thing is that people fear what they don't understand. They fear what they don't understand because it isn't a part of themselves that they have actually touched, that they have actually become acquainted with. Okay, so this Apollo energy that you are projecting, that you are projecting is most definitely something of you destroying the old and helping to rebuild or heal in others. Okay, so these are parts of themselves that they didn't even realize that was possible. So you may be someone who very much loves like the creative aspect of life, like art, poetry, music. You may be very youthful in your look. You may look younger than what you actually are. So, very, beautiful, very handsome. You may look like you're aging backwards in some sense. You don't look the age that you probably are. Okay. And so understanding that this energy of Apollo is also has a significant amount to do with why you are um, feeling so steady and calm about things, right? Um, this is, um, what is a way that I can, there's an example, there's an example that they're wanting for me to share. For those of you who know, or no, those of you who are new, I'm a licensed social worker, as a counselor, right? And so, so one some of the work that I do, I work as a substance abuse counselor. And there was an incident that happened at one of, my place of employment, and there was another counselor who was actually behaving very irrationally. They were very much in their emotional mind. They were being very reactive, about something, right, that happened. And so what what happened was is that, like, they were like banging on the walls. They were banging on the walls in the office, and I calmly looked at them and was just like, why are you being an asshat? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you doing that? Like, and they, they were very visibly upset and angry, about being told to make noise when they walk, right? Like, because they'd walked into a room where I was having a conversation with someone, and I didn't know that they were there. And something that I say often is, like, when people are like, walking quietly, and like I don't notice that they've entered into the room, I say, make noise when you walk, right? And so apparently this offended the person. And so, when they were walking throughout the office, they were banging on the walls to show, like, oh, okay, I'm making noise when I walk, right? Which, to me, that I'm looking at you not like, oh, okay, I'm scared. I'm looking at you like, why are you being an asshat, right? And so, which means, like, why are you being annoying? Why are you doing that? Why are you being belligerent? That doesn't make any sense to do what you're doing right now. And so the person was just like, well, you told me to make noise when I walk. And I was just like, yeah, not appropriate. Right. That's not the appropriate way to do that. And so, so, like, the whole time, the way that I'm talking is the way that I was talking to them. I'm not going to, just because your waters are, tussling, to and fro, doesn't mean that I have to match your energy. Right. I'm going to call a thing the thing that it is, and I am going to tell you what it is that I'm seeing, and that it's not appropriate for the environment that we're in. Right. And so, moving forward, when the person was talking to me, when they were talking to me later on, it was Miss Raven. And very, it is what it is. Like, I understand that you have a certain standard in which you are going to tolerate people communicating with you, right? And so that came from me not, oh, it's okay, don't worry. Oh my goodness, why are you being that way? Oh my God. Or reacting or being in a space of still attempting to people please, right? No, very directly. Why are you acting that way? Why are you behaving that way? Right? Why are you acting like this? This is the example that you are acting like right now. Right. Another example, I'm a social worker. I'm a medical social worker, and I'm working with a patient, and, I the way that I pronounced the patient's name, they said that I mispronounced it, which is fine, no problem. I apologize for that. It's not my intention to upset you in any kind of way, right? It's an elderly man, and he's like, you keep on, girl, and I'm gonna slap you. And I was like, no, you're not. No, you're gonna keep your hands to yourself. You're gonna keep your hands to yourself, and I'm gonna keep my hands to myself, right? So, very, very direct. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that's going to happen, and I'm not going to get super angry with you about it. I see you. I see what you are projecting. I see what you are attempting to get me to do, but no, thank you. I choose not to. I'm going to set the standard as to what we're going to do here today, right? And this is the energy that I am seeing, right? It is because you presenting or addressing whatever is happening, whatever they are coming at you with that seems to be like reactionary. You are, addressing it from a calm place, a response place, from a place of, no, I'm not going to try to people please, or I'm not going to try to with you. I'm going to tell you exactly what we're going to do, and then we're going to move on, right? So I'm going to go ahead and destroy the illusion that you are attempting to project, that you have power right now. You do not have power over me. The only power you have is a power over yourself, right? So you don't have control or power over me to make me feel a particular way or behave in a particular manner. And this is causing confusion within people who are used to other people responding to them in a way or reacting to them when they behave in this way. So understand that this is causing a destruction in this fragmented, fragile ego that is being projected into the environment. Okay. And making them have a second thought about how they are going to be responding to you or how they're going to be behaving with you, what you are going to tolerate and what you are not going to tolerate. Okay. Respectfully. So you are able to sense the BS before there is physical proof of the mess that's going on. And this is because you have a clear understanding through your clear sensing, your clear feeling. All right. All right. So some of you are the devil energy at the back end of the deck, right? So this is you being able to bring light to this devil energy. This is you being able to overcome things that used to be obstacles for you. Because listen, baby, I most definitely, this is self-awareness. This is you coming to a space of self-awareness. I Anybody who has known me, they know that I have. They know everyone has dichotomy within. Everyone has duality within them, and I do not run from fights. I don't run from fights. I run towards fights, right? So, but the thing is that I now know how to fight differently. I fight in a different way. Okay, where my power is comes from within. It doesn't come from me getting big and getting boastful or things like that. Okay, and this is a saying that comes for you. The day will come when you remember being a different person and send them love, knowing that ish gets better. Don't give up. Okay, so there was a time when you remember yourself as being super reactionary, super in the space of getting upset with people and allowing people to have power over you through that anger. No more, right? Because we're understanding that this is a form of spiritual warfare, right? And you have become awakened to that spiritual warfare. One more from here, please, Spirit. We thank you. The energy of Persephone is, I think the energy of Persephone is wanting to come out. Let me see here. Which is like Persephone. We're going to talk about that real quick. So the energy of Persephone, it hasn't come out, but it's significant because the energy of Persephone is before Persephone was taken into the underworld by Hades. She was just like this person who was just like la di da di da, right? Like I'm so beautiful, and I'm like walking around, I'm walking around Earthside, looking at the flowers, making flowers grow, making things grow, right? Just so open, right? So new, so full energy, so maiden energy. Okay, if you get the concepts. But when Hades took her to the underworld, understand that this is a comparison to us going into shadow work, right? This is us going into our shadow self. And what happened was is that she was taken to the underworld by Hades, the devil, right? She was taken to the underworld by Hades, and she had to go through this process of a spiritual activation of her shadow self, right? She had to go through this process of being kidnapped, taken into the darkness with this abusive, narcissistic, tyrannical energy of Hades, who thought that he was entitled to to take things from people, right? To take her freedom away from her, right? And then she became a part of the underworld when she ate the pomegranate seeds, right? When she ate the pomegranate seeds, she then became stuck there. She couldn't leave long term from the underworld, and so she had to go through this process of becoming one to overcome the underworld, to become the queen of the underworld, right? This is the energy that is happening, that has happened, right? So whoever it is that I'm talking about, is you're in your Persephone energy, as she is the queen of the underworld, not the Persephone when she was, just lollygagging at the top of the, earth side, and just so full of love and bringing beautiful flowers or whatever, right? She is now the woman who is the queen of the underworld. She has done her shadow work. She has become one with her darkness, where she knows that she has to live in Hades for 6 months out of the year, and the other 6 months out of the year she can be earthside, seeing the light, seeing the brightness, bringing spring into fruition, right? So this is from a conscious point of view of you being aware and having overcome your shadow self. Okay, various aspects of your shadow self. A lot of you have been working with the spiritual teacher who is Hecate. If Understanding that Hecate was the mentor of Persephone after when she figured out that it was Demeter. When Demeter figured out that Persephone had been taken to Hades, to the underworld with Hades, she learned that from Hecate, and Hecate went and helped to come up with a deal to get Persephone to be able to be topside, earthside for 6 months out of the year. But she also was there in the underworld with Persephone to help her figure out how to navigate the underworld. So she was a mentor. She was a teacher to Persephone to help her, which is what you are becoming to people that you are coming in contact with, right? You are becoming teachers to other people who have had their false sense of self destroyed, like Persephone did when she was taken into the underworld, when she was kidnapped. She had her false sense of self, her false sense of reality was shook when she was kidnapped and she was taken into the underworld. Right? So you are helping people to navigate this. You are helping people to navigate their shadow self. You are illuminating different things within them so that they can conquer their shadow self. Conquer and integrate it, right? Integrate it, not conquer it in the way of, oh, you're bad, the shadow's bad, but being able to pull out the gifts of your shadow self. Okay? I hope this is making sense, right? So this is how you're able to look people who are behaving in a demonic way straight in the face, and without blinking, without smiling, without kikiing, and put them in their place. No, we're not doing that, right? All right. So this is entropy, right? This is disorder that you are bringing together, right? You're bringing the disordered self into order, right? Because people have taken your kindness for weakness, right? They've taken kindness for weakness. And that is something that has been a part of what your development was, because you were, previous to this, naive and felt like, okay, if I'm nice to people or if I'm kind to people, then they'll be that way to me, right? When your understanding now is like, no, people see your kindness, and they think that that's something that means that they are then able to walk all over you, right? That don't mean that. That don't mean that. Just because I'm kind don't mean that you get to walk all over me like I'm some type of doormat. That's not what this is. All right. So this is you becoming the queen of your own underworld. Okay. Understanding that you are the main character in your story. Right. So so um so the things that you are seeing in your reality, the people, the people who behave in a particular way, these are these are aspects of yourself that you are needing to overcome so that you don't continue to stay on that cycle and continue to be defeated by them. All right. Okay, click the closing. What's the closing message? What's the closing message? Emotional loss and partnership alliance. So we have the Three of Cups and the Five of Cups and the Three of Wands. This is Three of Wands and the Three of Wands. I think this is the Three of Wands. The Five of Cups and the Three of Wands. So through the regrets, the remorse, the loss, you have developed a sense of allegiance with yourself, a sense of partnership with yourself. You see how, to me, this is like the this is like a feminine and masculine hand, right? So this is a partnership that is coming together through through you going through a lot of regret and a lot of remorse and a lot of guilt, right? So this is you recognizing that you were in an energy of weak ego, crying over spilled milk, being very, very, what is the word? Being in a space of where, oh, poor, pitiful me. That's the energy, right? And you're recognizing that the way that you overcome that is through partnership and alliance to pull yourself up, to pull yourself up, right? This is another aspect of you that you're pulling up, right? It's a man and a woman arm, but think about it as like your masculine, your feminine self, the dichotomy within you, the dualism within you. You're pulling yourself up, and you're pulling yourself up by overcoming that lower nature of that weak ego, right? That weak sense of self, that weak sense of understanding that there was a reason for everything that you had been through, right? So that you were able to bring truth to light. Okay, bringing truth to light. So this is like, again, the judgment energy. What's the closing message? Intuition, high priestess, high priestess. I think I just said high priestess, didn't I? Priestess, high priestess, your intuition. This is your inner voice. This is you becoming more connected with your inner voice, becoming connected with your darkness, right? Understanding that your darkness and your light work together, right? That your prosperity begins when you really begin to integrate your darkness, integrate that lower self, that weak ego. That weak ego is consumed by you overcoming all of those crises and those challenges that you've gone through, instead of folding to them and becoming someone who is a victim, right? Becoming someone who just allows people to walk all over you, right? That's not where conforming. That's not where you get this understanding and this connection with your higher self. You don't get it through your weak ego. That's where you get a whole bunch of lower energy. This would be the energy of you being overcome by the underworld, by the shadow, right? By those demons that you haven't overcome yet. This would be you going and fighting back and forth with people. I ain't listening to fight with you. I'm not listening to fight with you about nothing. So ascension is what we're looking for. Completion of a cycle is what we're looking for here. This is understanding that you are the universe. The universe is within you. Okay? This is divine. This is divine awareness, right? Through the work that you're doing, right? Again, the old has been illuminated, destroyed. The old self has been destroyed, illuminated. Transformation with the death card at the back here. This is a significant shift that you're going through right now. Okay, so um, if this energy resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe. If you are going through this right now, hit me up at the comments below and let me know what this looks like for you. I enjoy hearing about your experiences. I enjoy hearing about how you are experiencing these readings, right? Because everyone is their own main character, and I get really, really I get really excited to hear your guys' story about how my messages reflect in your reality. So know that you are loved and supported by the Most High God. I am closing off this channeling, and I'm sending back all of the energy to the One Source Creator. Thanking you for allowing me to be a clear channel for the collective. I call back all of my energy to me, and any energy that belongs to the viewer, I send it to them, whole, healed, and transmuted. Ashe, ashe, asheo. You be blessed.